Hi guys, so I'm just going to do a quick video on taking input in Thonny. So most of you are doing very, very well. There's one or two of you who are still struggling with the concept of input. So variables, which we all know, are names we give to values in our code. So I say number 1 equals 12. Number 1 is my variable. That's how I want to reference this value, 12, in my code. So 12 goes into memory, and when it's in memory, the computer links it to this name in my code. So wherever I use number 1, the computer knows I mean the value 12. Every value has a data type, and the type of data 12 is, it's a number, and it's an integer number. So the computer knows 12 is a number, and it's an integer. Then I can have another variable, 12.0. That's also a number, but it's a float number. Okay, float is short for floating point number or a decimal number. So in computers, we have integers. There are others, but these two we care about. We have integers, which have no decimal point, and we have floating numbers, which have decimal points. So then I'm going to look at a string. Now, even though, so string here is my variable name. Whoops. And what's on the right-hand side of the equals is the value that will associate with that variable name in my program. Even though I wrote 12 here, because it's in quotes, the computer does not see it as a number. It sees this as a string, which is text in what we would call plain English. All right, so this is a string. And then I can do another string. I should call that string 1 really. All right, so, mixed quotes. So this is also a string. Even though it looks like a number, because it's in quotes, the computer sees it as text or a string. So this data type is string. Now it's very important you note the difference. 12 without quotes is a number, and 12 with quotes is text. And your quotes can be single quotes or double quotes, and the computer doesn't mind as long as you don't mix them. So if I put a single quote here, that green background tells me something's not quite right. So just don't mix them. All right, so I think most of you get the idea of this. The problem is arising when we come to inputs. So if I have an input, I'm going to call it user number. So that's my variable name. I don't want to type the value like 12 here because I don't know what the user number will be. I want the user to choose it. So instead of writing the number, I put an input statement. And inside there, I can write a message to the user telling them what I would like them to enter. All right. And then what the user enters will be referenced in my program by user number. So what I can do is I can just print back the user number to see that it is working. So I might put a little message with this. Okay, so I'm just going to print back to the user the number they entered. So if we run this code, so if I put in 1, 2, 3, all right, so the number the user entered is referenced in my program by this variable name, and then whenever I use that variable name, the computer sees what the value is in memory and it uses that for me. Okay, so what you really need to be careful of here. Up here, I have the number 12, and the computer knows it's a number because it's not in quotes. Down here, I have the number 12, and the computer knows it's text because I have it in quotes. Every time you take in input, the computer sees it as text. So what the computer is seeing in memory is the number 1, 2, 3 inside quotes. So it is seeing this as a string. It is not seeing the input as a number. So if I want the computer to see it, 1, 2, 3 as a number, I have to tell the computer that the user number is actually a number. And how I do that is I write the variable name again, and then I write int if it's an integer. So this line will tell the computer that what is referenced by user number, I want the computer to treat it as an integer. Okay, so I can check that works because I can say the next number is equal to the user number plus 1. And then if I print the next number, if I enter 1, 2, 3, the computer should say the next number is 1, 2, 4. All right. Now, if I don't tell the computer the input is a number, the computer is going to crash. All right. And if I click here on the blue, it tells me there's an error here. And the error is the user gave me a number, but I didn't tell the computer it's a number. So I have to do what's on line 10. I have to tell the computer it's a number, and then it will work fine. So there's just one more subtlety to this. We see up here on line 1 that the number 12 is an integer, and the number 1 is an integer, and number 2 is a decimal number or a float. And it's a decimal number because it has a decimal point. I told the computer down here the number given by the user is an integer. So if the user gives me a number that's not an integer with a decimal point, the computer will crash because it's like that's not an integer. So if you are not sure what number you are taking from the user, tell the computer it is a float. And that way the computer will handle all correct numbers that are input. All right, so now hopefully, I know most of you have this, but hopefully now you all understand input is always text. And if I want the computer to take the input as a number, I must tell the computer that the input is a number. And I do that by doing what I did here on line 10. All right, so once I have told the computer it's a number, I can add by using plus. I can subtract as well. I could say the previous number, we'll just assume they're all going in multiples of 1, is equal to the current number or the user number minus 1. So I can subtract using minus. I can add with plus. I can multiply. I could say the user number times 2 is equal to the user number. And multiply is the asterisk symbol. And then I could say the user number divided by 2 is equal to the user number. And forward slash is divide by 2. All right, so if I print all those, all right, so we just run this and we just put in a nice simple number like 60. Okay, so I entered 60. The next number is 61. The previous number was 59. Double it is 120, and half is 30. All right, so hopefully it's clear. If you take in anything from the user, it's text. And if it's a number, you must tell the computer it's a number. And then once you do that, you can do all your calculations.